Very good evening, everyone. This is Alnwick Town TV coming to you from an unusual surroundings this evening. We're very proud to be in the Alnwick Playhouse, a facility that any town, and certainly Alnwick, is very proud of. Gone through refurbishments. The end of another successful year here. There's been drama, there's been comedy, there's been film, and there's been an awful lot of live music. And while we're talking about live music, go back to last week, my very good friend Steve, who's struggling a little bit at the minute, but he was cheered up no end here last week to a sellout crowd of the Bay City Rollers.
Shangala.
Wow. Shangala indeed. So we're coming to the end of a successful year, which brings us on to the start of another year very soon. And the only way it can start in Alnwick and in the Alnwick Playhouse, which is the Alnwick Theatre Club presenting their pantomime for all the family, and this year it's Pinocchio. We're very kindly joined by Matthew, who helps out a great deal behind the scenes and on sound, and two of the, what's the word I can use, protagonists? Is that a...
Couldn't agree more.
All right. And that is Jimmy Dodds, who's been on Alnwick Town TV before, and his very good friend, Peter Lewis. So if we can start with you first of all, Peter, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Well known within the town, very popular, the pair of you. Been in many pantomimes yourself, but not for a while. When was the last one, and what enticed you back into pantomime, Peter?
I retired in 2020 after the Peter Pan show, which I co-wrote, I think, I got a little bit of help.
Yeah.
And I retired from theatre club, basically. I kept my membership going, but retired from treading the boards. And then the only reason I'm back is because I got a phone call, and obviously Matthew had been right through his list of people on his telephone and got to L and phoned me up.
Everybody else said no.
So, and I said, seeing as I know you, I'll help you out. And the reason is that poor Chris that had the part has had to stop for health reasons. And Chris is one of the most committed theatre club members that I've ever come across. He's a lovely bloke, and he got an award last year for his playing as baddie. So I hope whatever's wrong with Chris, I hope he gets through it.
We'll
out the other side as soon as possible. But I'm happy to stand in for him, but knowing that hopefully he'll come back in 2025, hopefully. But yeah, so that's why I'm back.
Well, it's great to see you back.
Thank you.
And Jimmy, what's it like to have your old sparring partner back?
I don't know if the audience is ready for this, but I think it'll be great. Yeah.
So I don't want to talk too much about it because obviously the magic of pantomime, people coming in. But how's rehearsals going so far?
Quite well, really.
Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
Well, it can be both, really. I mean, you don't want to learn it too early because they tend to take the foot off the pedal. I like to keep myself a bit nervous, you know what I mean? I don't learn my lines too quick. I'm the worst offender. But the way I look at it is, I'll be all right on the night.
I'm sure you will. You're very, very experienced. And Matthew, what's it like having to work with these two?
Well, it's interesting because, they're friends first and foremost, and, in here they're under my direction. So it's great to have them as pals, and it's also great to have them both supporting the show and supporting the theatre club. So.
Very diplomatic.
I was thinking exactly the same.
Yeah.
Where did that come
What a
from?
cop-out.
All right, I hate you.
How many different pantos has there actually been in here, different titles? And each pantomime has its own difficulties. What is the main difficulty with Pinocchio? Because Peter Pan, you've got fly floors and various other things to contend with. What's the difficulty with Pinocchio? Without giving too much away.
A realistic nose. I know that sounds silly, but a realistic nose.
On Pinocchio.
The thing is, right, what we had to get was a theatre-worthy latex nose. The strange thing about them is they've only got a shelf life for 12 months. Once you open them, they shrivel.
When I'm listening to you, Jimmy, sometimes I don't know whether you're being serious.
No, I am. You didn't want them coming in here and having a bit of elastic run like that and stuff. Yeah. So really, to be quite honest, it's the nerves. It is very realistic.
And you're, of course, playing the Dame.
For the last time.
What part are you playing, Peter?
I'm playing Stromboli, the baddie. The baddie. Although he's not that bad, he's just sinister.
It is quite a sinister. It's quite a dark.
Yeah.
Dark story.
Sorry, I'm not Stromboli. I'm the great Stromboli.
Oh, let's get it right.
For I am the great Stromboli.
So you two will be actually sparring off against each other, or not? Many scenes
only
together.
Only in a couple of ones. It was not back in the well, I'll say the good old days where he would be the young, mischievous,
Silly Billy,
and I would be his mother. There was a lot of that going on then.
But fate brings us together at the end, doesn't it?
Well, yes.
I think just to add, we were laughing about Peter being a long way down the list, and that's actually not true. I actually phoned Peter first, and I said, look, we're doing all this effort, it's Jimmy's last time in the dress. Peter's daughter actually wrote this script, and it was performed 10 years ago. I said, it'd be fitting, would you please help us out with this jam, and tread towards.
He also said, I think I know what you're going to say.
Which I thought was going to be a no. And when Peter agreed, I said
straight away, didn't I?
Straight away.
As I say,
got to help out your mates.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As they say. And just touch upon something you've just mentioned there, Jimmy. It may have got overlooked while we're talking over each other. But can we hear it here? It is the last time in the dress.
Yeah, it's look, I don't know
in
how
public.
Long, yeah.
It's a bit of a running joke, isn't it?
Well, no, actually, I'd get this on the street of Alnwick.
Yeah, I did, and I say, you've made more comebacks than Gary. No, I'm not
They only say that.
Gary
when
Newman.
They only
Nah,
say
good-
that when you've
good
got your
recovery.
skirt tucked into your knicker on the street.
No, it's I don't know when you've done.
Well, I think
Probably
about 20, 30 years being in a theatre club, is it?
33
3 years.
33 years.
And the good thing is the town always comes out to support you. It's from the 14th to the 18th of January.
Yeah.
And how are ticket sales going? Because nearly everyone I talk to along the street says they've already got tickets.
Well, that's good news. So traditionally we would hold the panto over 2 weeks. Take
Right.
the decision this year to condense it down into one long week, so running Tuesday to Saturday. 2 Saturday performances, there's 4 tickets left for the evening, there's 8 left for the matinee, so we're good with that. Again, the rest of the nights are slowly starting to fill up, but I think people tend to leave it, and then when January comes, there's a bit of panic buying, but I'm pretty confident because we're doing 6 shows this year instead of 8, that the demand is there, but with 2 less shows, so that's 500 people need to get a bum on a seat if they want a ticket. So no, really good. Ticket sales going really well.
Well, it's always the talk of the town coming into New Year. And after all the Christmas festivities have died down, what better way than to come and enjoy? And it is real family entertainment at its best, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
it is. Well, I've loved doing it, but I think there just comes a time when you have to say, well, it's time for somebody else to do it,
Which
Well,
is
Can I just
Sorry,
say,
yeah, go ahead.
Peter.
I had my first rehearsal a couple of weeks ago, and when I came in, the lads were going through it, and I was ill laughing, and because that was literally the first time I'd seen it for 10 years, and it was so funny. It is honestly, it's a super script, and the actual actors that are in those parts are fabulous. They really are. I was ill laughing. So, and that was my first impression a couple of weeks ago. So
it was,
yeah,
I think what we've got is a great diverse range of people.
yeah.
And taking a bit of punt on some youngsters, because it can get a bit boring if it's the same faces in it every year. So, case in
Right.
point. So we've taken a punt with a couple of the couple of the kind of supporting female cast to some younger generations, giving them a chance to kind of, rather than being chorus members previously, give them a leg up and a kind of start.
They were brilliant.
They're brilliant,
honestly.
and the
really stepped up to the plate.
We've got two fools, the two idiots who were two friends, Archie and Harrison.
Well, the young lad that's come
Oh,
he just turned up at the read through, and you're just sitting there thinking, who could I put in this part, who could I put in that, and as soon as he started, I thought.
And because they're friends, they've got such a great chemistry off the stage. When it comes on stage, it's just amplified. And honestly, they're hilarious when they get going.
Well, that's the future of anything, really, isn't it?
It is. You've got to bring them through. Times have to change. It'll be sad doing it for the last time, but at the end of the day, you got to move on.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fantastic that we bring them through. And you get the script. How do you go about doing the casting? Have you got sort of 90% in your head of who's going to be playing what and who's going to be doing what? Is it still someone will take a role and then you'll go, they'll be more suited to that role? Or
you can have it in your head, but what you can't factor in is somebody new coming in and just blowing you away. You do have a lot in your head before you start. But like I say, that changes, And
it's just down to the audition process. I mean, we had, I think, a record number in recent years turn up to the audition that we held in the Lindisfarne Centre, and we ran a bit over time because there was just so many people to see. 44 people auditioned. And it was, just trying to get people into the right spaces, and we're lucky to have quite a rich chorus as well of about 15 people. So there's nearly 22 in total, maybe it's a bit more, 25 in the show, which is good because it's
like Cecil B. DeMille.
That's right.
And when it comes to casting and putting it all together, because you have to be a huge family. You're all from different diverse walks of life, everyone who will be on that stage. And is the chemistry off stage as important as on stage, or can you just bring the magic together on the stage?
Yeah. For me, you have to be who you are backstage. You can't just walk to the edge of the stage and then suddenly be it.
Switch.
For the best performance, in my opinion, is you have to be that person before you start. Yeah, there's a lot of egos flying around, and there's bound
it's the theatre.
Exactly, lovey and all that, lovey dog. But yeah, we all get along. I mean,
I think it works quite well, and that's the beauty of the theatre club. It's a club and its members. We have social events and things throughout the year, so it's not just we turn up, we do a panto, we do a show, and no one speaks to each other for however many months. It's that social aspect as well, which I think is really key, and it brings everyone out of the shells a bit, because once they're comfortable with the people they're on stage with, I think it makes things a lot easier.
And I think one point I'd like to make is that it would be a crying shame if community theatre ever disappeared, because it does get ever harder for community groups to put stuff on, because there's cost involved in
costs
everything.
In the last few years has skyrocketed of every aspect you can think of. We're lucky this year that because we've got a home written script, we don't have to pay any licenses to anyone, so we can save a little bit of money to spend on having some nice scenery or hiring some fancy pieces of equipment to help do the show or whatever it may be.
And we've got a fantastic costume department.
All the costumes that you see in the show and all the props are made by Theatre Club.
Is that right?
Yes, we don't hire
so you don't
any
hire any of that in either?
All of that.
That's dedication.
All of that is made
there's
in-house.
a couple of things you can.
Well, like the nurse.
Like the nurse.
The nurse, for example, that's specialist. But
don't mention the nurse.
There's a fantastic.
Don't say which website you got it from.
Fantastic. I won't spoil it, but a fantastic scene that is in a kitchen with an array of fantastic items that you might expect to be involved. So, big shout out to the props department and the costume team who work really hard. And there's not many of them,
but they managed to
do it. So
you're in rehearsals. We've got Christmas coming up. We've got New Year coming up. So how often do you rehearse? Like you say, a lot of people have still got jobs and difficult getting everybody together. And when do the rehearsals really intensify?
Well, I suppose...
You answer the first bit and I'll answer the second bit.
Well, it's twice a week. It's twice a week, but what we decided to do this time is, because we've tried it where everybody turns up on a Monday, everybody turns up on a Thursday, it's absolute mayhem. Because the dancers have got to learn their dances, the principals have got to learn their lines. So putting the two together for both nights, for me, is a complete waste of time.
Oh, yes.
So what we did was we had the principals on a Monday and the dancers on a Thursday. And when it's just about ready, we smash them together, and that's when your problem starts.
Okay.
It's fine, it's like building a house and about a house of cards, knocking it all down and going, right, you know, we've got to start again. So for a couple of weeks I think it was a bit difficult, but now we're to the point where we're just running the show constantly to get everyone in that kind of mindset, so we can get a time on it, everyone can know where they're going, what side of the stage they're supposed to be stood at what point. I think I turned the heat up a little bit this week, maybe just have to dial it back a bit, but you know.
Well, putting the pressure on.
Yeah,
Cecil B. DeMille.
There we go again.
but you know, it's just because we want the best. I want the best. I want the best for the show, because a lot of effort's gone into it so far behind the scenes, and obviously the actors learn the lines and all the singing. So I just want what's best for everyone.
Good cop, bad cop.
I think that's how we work the rehearsals.
That's not a bad
Jimmy
situation.
provides the constructive feedback, and I just tear everyone to shreds.
And Peter just goes with the flow.
I've only been there 2 weeks.
You haven't learnt your lines yet.
Not quite,
I
no.
don't think you ever will.
You got, well,
No change there.
I can't see that making a difference, Peter. Is it going to be in two parts? Is it going to be an intermission, or is
Oh,
it just
yeah.
I should think so.
You cannot deprive them of the drink.
I'll be in the bar with them.
No, it's a great show, and I think you touched upon something before. It's, you know, everybody's got a few problems in their lives, and you might be feeling down for whatever reason. And for 2.5 hours, you can come down here.
Is that how long it is?
Have belly laugh. Oh, aye.
That's value for money.
Oh, Cecil B. DeMille. You know. No, you know, you can just have a right good laugh, and you can just forget your worries.
Yeah.
For at least a couple of hours anyway. You know, and the best medicine in the world is laughter.
Oh, 100%. And there's not enough of it.
No.
And it's for the whole family as well, you know.
That's the beauty.
That's what the beauty of this panto, what Sophie's done, is it's written in a way that there's jokes at all levels. You know, Jimmy does some quite fantastic jokes that will go over kids' heads, but will make the audience, you know, the parents laugh.
And some that you don't know yet.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Oh, I haven't done them yet.
What Jimmy does is, Jimmy will walk into a rehearsal, say the first line and the last line, and he'll go, I'll save the rest for later. So we never actually know what we're going to get, which is brilliant, though. It is brilliant.
I don't even do them on dress rehearsal.
Nah, it saves it all for the night, so, yeah.
There's no worse than listening to a joke for 4 months. Because, let's be fair, even if the joke's great, they're not going to laugh after 4 months, are they?
I don't know your delivery, Jimmy. You might get away with it. Well, all three of you, Matthew, Jimmy, Peter, thank you so much for your time.
No
On
problem.
behalf of the town of Alnwick, thank you for you and the whole company put together. It's a great. It's always a great start of the new year, and I know it's going to be a fantastic start to this year. So, like Matthew touched upon, get your tickets, because before you know it, they will be gone.
Yeah.
And Peter, welcome back.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
Excellent. Thank you.
farewell the dame. And Matthew, good luck. From Alnwick Town TV, thank you very much for being with us. We'll be back with you soon. Bye-bye
Thanks very
for now.
much.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Thank
gentlemen.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Did you get that?
This is when we should be live, John.
Yeah.
This is,
Poultice.
For the outtake.
Do you know what a poultice is?
it can be useful, but in the derogatory term, it's a great word.
It's so old English, isn't it?
It's a brilliant word.
Poultice.
It's a brilliant word.
Unlimited data.
Right, sorry. I just
Well done.
apply to that.
I'll pay £7. 2
Aye, are you ready?